My name is Ashley Bachman, and I decided to do my cultural presentation on honor killings in Pakistan and Jordan. Part 1 Demographics. Honor killings are the murder of a woman or girl by a male family member. The killer justifies their action by claiming that the victim has brought dishonor upon the family name or prestige. Honor killings can also happen to men, but then in most times they are more likely to be exonerated before the killing proceeds. Honor killings happen in places that are economically vulnerable and have low presence of the law involved. Although not all countries listed are seen as economically vulnerable, many parts of the country can be struggling, and these killings tend to slip through the cracks as many court systems are unsure what the right punishment might be, as they are dealing with the belief system. This is why so many killings go unreported and unnoticed. Adding to the manifestation of this phenomenon, these killings are committed because many cultures believe the blood will cleanse their honor and bring their family status back to what it once was. The father, son, or uncle, or any man in their family will kill the daughter or wife who has brought dishonor to their family in order to regain their status to what it once was. Women are usually the victims of honor killings because they are seen as men's property. These killings are solidified by many aspects that the patriarchal part of the family believes could damage their family's honor. Women are seen as a factory for making men, leaving the idea that the purpose of these killings are to resolve issues with fertility, but in most aspects these men are performing their killings for other reasons. Family members have no other choice than to remove the dishonor from their family. Under Ottoman rule, the killer will sprinkle the blood of his victim and wear it through the town to increase his honor and respect from his neighbors. In the 1980s and 1990s, high-up officials began starting to pay attention to the honor killings being performed in Jordan. As they began to pay closer attention, the doctors, lawyers, and government officials involved began building cases that could put these men into jail for up to 10 years or receive capital punishment. They were trying to prove that these crimes weren't a crime of passion. They began to conclude it was usually women in their late 20s and the killings being performed by the victim's brother. The Penal Code Article 340 that Jordan follows was originally Syria's penal code, who took it from France and distinguished that the honor killings are not from Islamic cultures but from the French. France has already abolished this code, yet the Middle East still tries to implement it as they make minor changes to it. They are still letting men slip through the system and be forgiven by their family members to make up for the crime they committed. As I previously stated, men and women can be victims of honor killings. However, it's usually the women who are killed. Reasons as to why the honor killings are performed are because the women refuse the arranged marriage their father, uncle, or any male in their family has set up for them. They disobey their spouse. They try for a divorce, or even if they try to separate from their spouse. Sexual relations with an invalid marriage or adultery can also be a reason as to why they're killed. Women who are raped or assaulted may also be killed. And women can be killed due to the clothes or the accessories they are wearing if they're not allowed in their culture or where they live. At first in 1780 BCE, modern-day Iraq was known as Babylon, where they were governed by the Code of Hammurabi. Under this code, it was defined that the sexuality of a woman is the property of the husband. If the wife is involved in adultery, the husband has the right to tie her to the lover and throw them into water to drown. The husband also remains the right to try and save her, but at the same time would have to save her lover. Next in 17 BCE, Augustus, the first known emperor of Rome, introduces the law that the male head of the family can legally kill his wife or daughter if they partake in adultery. Then in 510 CE, the practice of sati was introduced. This practice involves a widow to die alongside their husband's funeral. ensuring the husband's salvation and cleansing the widow from their own sins. While in the pre-7th century, the statement, "the burial of daughters is a noble deed," resulted in female newborns being buried alive so they couldn't grow up and potentially be disgraceful to their family. After in the 17th century was the start of Karo Kari, where people would kill another under the idea of sexual transgression, dishonoring the clan or family. Lastly, in the 20th century, Saddam Hussein introduces Article 111 to the Iraqi Penal Code that states the law will exempt a man who killed a female relative in defense of the family honor from prosecution and punishment. Honor killings happen all around the world, but the Middle East, such as Islamic cultures, are usually where it takes place. They don't usually have anything to do with one's beliefs, but mainly with the area they live in, such as poor and rural areas. Women who are predisposed to honor killings are those who are seen as the men's property, or if their values lie within their virginity and modesty, and they go against the norms of their culture. The oldest daughter in the family is usually the most predisposed due to if she does something to shame the honor of the family other than the mother. These numbers are considered estimates due to lack of reporting and perpetrator cases being dismissed. Roughly 5,000 women are killed each year globally. In both Pakistan and India, 1,000 women are killed, and in the UK, roughly 12 women are reported to being killed due to honor killings each year. These numbers are considered to be grossly lower than the actual number of women who are killed. Along with Jordan and Pakistan, other countries that have reported cases of honor killings are Bangladesh, Brazil, Canada, Ecuador, Egypt, India, Iran, Iraq, Israel, Italy, Morocco, Sweden, Syria, Turkey, Uganda, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Although these numbers that are reported are very low for Jordan, many more killings happen each year. It was noted in Pakistan that the numbers of killings raised by 53% in 2016 compared to 2015. Sometimes women kill themselves instead of being tortured and murdered by one of their own. They also perform suicide because they are forced by their family in order to keep the men safe. Women sometimes leave the country and look for a safe place to continue their life, or they are put into jail as a safe place. In turn, they are sometimes in worse conditions as they can't leave the jail. The physical effects the women go through are listed as death. They sometimes have to abandon their children in fear that they will be killed or the child will be killed if discovered. Abuse inside or outside the marriage, rape, and arranged marriages. Since most honor killings end in death, there aren't many emotions recorded. However, the emotions of the victims prior to being killed and those who are forced to help have listed fear, PTSD, guilt, and being silenced. It has also been noted that people who help commit the killing sometimes have no emotional effects at all. Worldwide, the percentage of global murders represents 58%, or 87,000 people. 27,000, or 42%, of people are murdered by outside family members. Part 2: Demographics of Countries. As of 2020, the population of Pakistan is up to 222,018,228 people. The population rank is 6 out of 247 countries and the 48th most dense country. In Pakistan, the per capita income, meaning the mean income, is 5,860 PPP dollars. The life expectancy for women is roughly around 68 years old. The median age for women is roughly around 24 years old. The infant mortality rate is roughly around 67 per every 1,000 live births.
Roughly 34.9% of this population lives urbanly, and the most popular language in Pakistan is named as Punjabi. Most of the people who live in Pakistan follow Islamic traditions. Majority of the population is Muslim under different branches such as Sunni sect, and 75 to 95% are Sunni, while 6% are under Shi traditions, and 95 to 98% of the population is under Muslim. As I was researching the geography of Pakistan, I found that the region of Pakistan is considered Asia, the subregion is considered Southern Asia. Pakistan is neighbors to Iran to the west, Afghanistan to the northwest and north, India to the east and southeast. The capital of Pakistan is Islamabad, and the largest cities is Karachi, which is on the south coast of the Arabian Sea. 2/5 of the land in Pakistan are wide, level plains, while the other 3/5 of the land are rough, mountainous terrain and plateaus. A city in Pakistan known as Balochistan reported that 81% of girls haven't been enrolled to any schooling, and for the girls that are receiving schooling, are being taught by low qualified teachers within poor quality schools. Within Pakistan, 32% of students are not enrolled to primary school. By 6th grade, roughly 59% of girls are no longer in school, and by 9th grade, only approximately 13% of the girls are still enrolled to school. As of 2020, the population of Jordan is up to 10,458,413 people. The population rank is 88 out of 247 countries. In Jordan, the per capita income, meaning the mean income, is 9,430 PPP in dollars. The life expectancy for women is roughly around 74.29 years old. The median age for women is roughly around 22.3 years. The infant mortality rate is 13.7 deaths per every 1,000 live births. When focusing on just female infants, it is stated that there are 12.9 deaths per every 1,000 live births. 90.3% of Jordan's population lives urbanly, and 9.7% of Jordan's population lives rurally. The most popular language is Arabic. Majority the population in Jordan focus on Sunni Muslim as their religion. The rest constitute of Christian, being 2/3 Greek Orthodox. As I was researching the geography of Jordan, I found the region of Jordan to be in the Southwest Asia part. Jordan is primarily made up of the rocky desert of the northern Arabian Peninsula. Jordan is neighbors to Syria to the north, Iraq to the east, Saudi Arabia to the south and southeast, and Israel and West Bank to the west. Jordan primarily lies on 16 miles of the coastline of the Gulf of Aqaba, while also the Jordan River is 186 miles long. The capital of Jordan is Amman, and the Mediterranean Sea is a big influence on the climate, depicting what the day will be like there. Unlike in Pakistan, girls in Jordan have more of an opportunity of receiving schooling, as almost 96% of girls are enrolled into primary schools and 86% enrolled for secondary schooling. However, women remain unemployed despite their educational levels, as the workforce for women remains at 15.3% in Jordan. Their belief system discourages women to join the workforce and usually forces them to stay at home. Women who want to seek jobs in restaurants and hotel industries and so on could be seen as dishonorable and could be the reason as to why a man in the family may kill them.
Part 3, Cultural Similarities and Differences Among Women.
As it is stated on the slide, many times the judge may feel conflicted about the case due to the perpetrator's beliefs. If what they have done can be proved to be under the jurisdiction of the honor system, the judge at times feels like they can't do anything other than follow what the honor says. There are cases where a man has kidnapped a young woman and she only fought back slightly as he engaged in sexual intercourse and then arranged marriage, causing him to believe he was doing no harm. When cases like these are brought to the court, legal help usually will provide evidence, such as handbooks to the belief system and other proof to have the man be charged not guilty. This is why, when there are cases like this in America, it seems to be important for the judicial system to consider cultural backgrounds and respect their different values, promoting equal justice for all. Personal differences should be respected by the judicial system because denial of cultural defense could cause alienation of the group and disrupt social order. In America, they try to embrace the diversity of other cultures and try to learn from their unique customs and other cultures may possess, causing there to be conflict in the court.
It is difficult to change a mindset in a society where people feel it is acceptable to punish a woman for doing things against one's codes of honor, even though if it results in the death of a wife, a sister, and/or daughter. Men are able to get away with killing their family members because within the Middle East, these types of crimes are not considered a crime. They are considered a means of keeping one's honor. This strengthens the patriarchal hierarchies there are, because all the families have to do is to forgive the man that committed this horrific crime and they are set free and unpunished.
Part 4: Ethical Considerations and Actions.
As I was researching of what has been done to end honor killings, I came across this article that talked about a film named A Girl in the River, The Price of Forgiveness, that tells the story of a 19-year-old Saba Kassir who survived a brutal honor killing attempt that both her father and uncle did as they shot her in the face and left her to die in a river. They did this because they learned that she married a man without her family's permission, so the family did not arrange this marriage. They did not agree to it, so she brought dishonor to their family. This video brought attention to the world as it shows what actually happens to the woman when the men try to kill them. It's not usually common to hear the story of what happened due to the fact that women are usually killed and then left in an unmarked grave. But since she survived, she was able to tell her story, and this began to start petitions to stop honor killings and brought a voice to this movement as citizens in Pakistan immediately signed up for this petition to stop the honor killings. What else is being done to stop honor killings is that government officials are going to double the sentence that results in mutilation of the victim. Any sentence under 5 years will be sent to a higher court if there is an appeal issued. Instead of placing the woman in jail that are seeking refuge, they're going to provide protection centers for the victims and educating the women and both the men of the rights they are denying and what they have to live for, then rather just killing them will help lower the numbers of honor killings.
Although it won't change what has previously happened, it is up to the community and government of both countries to eliminate the name and call the crime what it is: murder. Naming it as what it already is will open the community's eyes and help prevent future killings. Educating women and younger men can promote how wrong and sinful the act really is. It will take small steps to end this system of honor, but in the process, save so many lives.
The manifestation of honor killings is considered one of the most horrifying parts of this global phenomenon. Each day, women are degraded, their rights are stripped away, all because of the men of their family believing that they are in charge of them. They believe they're in charge of what they wear, who they speak to, what they do, where they work, and so on. Growing support and providing education for women will promote honor killings to no longer being normalized and go without punishment.